'Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and today I wanted to talk about Persona and why I think it just works so well. So recently I finally finished playing Persona 3 Reload. The remake of Persona 3 came out well over a decade ago. A great game. One game that I will absolutely be putting on my best of the year list towards the end of the year. A game that I've been looking forward to getting around to eventually. After falling in love with Persona 5 back when I played it, falling in love with it again after playing Persona 5 R, and then the extended Persona 5 universe, I adore Persona 5. I adore it to death. Persona 3, though, was wholly new to me. I had never played Persona 3 originally on the PS2. I never played the PlayStation Portable remake, re-release, kind of like pseudo-half thing that Persona series does. And, I never played Persona 4 either. I never played Persona 4 Golden. Up to a certain point, a couple years ago, they were inaccessible unless you got it on the PSP or the PlayStation Vita, which not a lot of people had. I didn't have. I don't have a Vita to this day. I was honestly contemplating getting a Vita for a long time just to play Persona 4 Golden. And now that it's accessible to me, I still haven't played it. So, I don't know. I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite or not, but I know that I can get to it eventually now. So now I'm honestly kind of holding off and waiting to see when Persona 4 Remake happens, whatever they're going to call it. Because I assume Persona 3 Remake did really good, or Reload. They'll get funny names. And then the inevitable Persona 6 will happen. I don't know if we're going to get Persona 6 first, or we're going to get Persona 4 Golden re-released in some sort of way. Either way, Persona as a whole. I want to talk about why I love this franchise now. I can say that. Before I can only say I love Persona 5. Now I can generally say, after playing 2 of the 5 major releases, I can say I love the franchise. Don't quote me. Like, some people love this franchise much more than me. But getting to the core of it, the gameplay loop is just fascinating. I love how it can blend something like a monster collecting turn-based RPG. You think of like a Pokemon, that's the forerunner of that kind of game, and any other type of turn-based RPG like that, there are a crazy amount of different variations on that. And then you take a social sim, one where you go to high school, you work a part-time job, you hang out with friends, and you live your life day to day. You make friendships, you make relationships, you break friendships, and sometimes it's a wholly different game. There are 2 competing games in this game that somehow just work so beautifully well. And while I do think that Persona 5 is the better game than Persona 3, there is no disputing like the genius of what Persona 3 was able to accomplish back in the day. It was able to take these 2 clashing elements and bring them in such a beautiful way. And I haven't played 1 or 2. I know a little bit more about 4 than those 2. But I know they're a little bit different. They're, PS1 versus PS2. I mean, that alone makes it so they can only handle so much. Impressive for the time, I'm sure, and I would like to give them a try someday. But for now, I have not played them yet. But let's just take, for instance, your average week in Persona 3. And Monday, you go to school, and then you can hang out with a classmate. And then you go home, and then you can go to a part-time job, for instance. That's your Monday. Tuesday, same deal, you go to school. And then, let's say, instead of hanging out with a classmate, you can hang out with somebody that you met at your part-time job. And then, instead of going to the part-time job that night, you can go do karaoke. All 4 of those things work in different ways. So hanging out with your friends bleeds into the monster collecting aspect. When you fuse personas, think of that like, I don't know, there's nothing like in Pokemon that really does that. Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know, you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, a lot of monster collectors, you take a monster, you take another monster, you mash them together, you get a stronger monster. It's pretty simple. The better friends you are with certain people give you better experience points when you transform into bigger and better personas. So it's always this like back and forth a little bit. And then when you fully max out a friendship or a relationship, you can play as the best persona in that certain line. For instance, the Chariot persona, which with my man Ryuji in Persona 5. In Persona 3, it's your track team buddy, and it creates one of my favorite Persona store, which I loved in Persona 5 using, I loved in Persona 3 using. It's just a blast. It's just a strong, hard-hitting, electric using, because any Persona can use any type of magic, especially in this one, because you get special cards you can give them spells, but it's natively using magic attacks, magic electric attacks, and physical attacks. But you can't use it unless you max out the social aspects with your track team buddy. Great way to incorporate the two elements. Also, I talked about part-time jobs. And part-time jobs and different activities around the place can lead to meeting new people, unlocking new social trees, and also your in-game different stats. So your character has like your normal RPG stats, your attack, your defense, your speed, stuff like that. But it also has like your social stats, like your bravery and your knowledge, stuff like that. Your charm. I think those are the three in Persona 3. Persona 3 has these stats, and those can work in different ways. You can get, again, more relationships through them. That's like the big one in Persona 3 is more relationships, so you can gain better personas down the line. But then in Persona 5, I'm skipping Persona 4, and there may be different stuff in that game that I have yet to experience that I'm looking forward to someday. Persona 5 does this amazing thing where not only do your social trees build into the fact that you can unlock bigger and better personas, and you get more experience when you fuse them, they also create this thing where either you're directly like leveling up one of your teammates in battle, so they can do different abilities and be better in battle, or if you're working with an NPC, then you get new abilities to do different stuff. Whether that's better gunplay or the ability to just level up people's relationship without actually talking to them for the day. Like, there are some incredible things you can do with the relationships in Persona 5. And it just an ingenious blend of using like social sim and also turn-based RPG monster collecting in a way that I've never played anywhere else. It's absolutely genius what these games are able to accomplish. And like I said, Persona 4, no spoilers, obviously. I mean, it's a huge game, and I have yet to get spoiled on it yet, so I really hope that doesn't happen now. Like I said, I do plan on playing it at some point. I don't know if, I can just get it on Steam right now and play it, but I'm honestly like holding out hope that Persona 3 paved the path for Persona 4 to get a flashy coat of paint, remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, I hope that they include all the golden stuff in it. They didn't include all the portable stuff in Persona 3, which is a little bit lame. I know that they're doing DLC, which they said they weren't going to do, but they are, and, take it or leave it. I probably won't be getting it, but, I mean, if you love that stuff or you want to experience that stuff, then go ahead. But I played how many Persona 5 games? I played Original, I played Royal, I played Dancing in Starlight, I played Scramble, and I've played Tactica, I think that's what it's called. So that's 5 Persona 5 games. I don't. If they make a fighting game, I'll play that. There was one for Persona 4. I don't know if they're gonna do one for 5. And yeah, the inevitable Persona 6, I will anxiously be awaiting. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna take this long. I don't know why, considering the difference between Persona 4 and Persona 5 was quite a while. So, but now we're in a time frame where 5 to 6 has been even longer. But I haven't even heard rumblings of Persona 6, honestly. If you have, let me know. If you somehow have knowledge on it that you can share without getting anyone in trouble, then let me know. But that would do it for me today. Have you played any Persona game? What's been your favorite? Are you looking forward to a Persona 6? Are you looking forward to hopefully a Persona 4 Golden remake? Or do you like just the Shin Megami Tensei stuff? Are you looking forward to Metaphor ReFantazio that's coming out soon? Any and all things about this franchise, I'll be more than happy to hear. I still feel like I'm pretty new into this whole Persona thing. So, like I said, even though I played a lot of Persona 5 and only a little Persona 3, I beat the game, but you know what I mean. They're all little franchises in and of themselves, so yeah. Anyways, this is pretty much just a video gushing about Persona, which I just wanted to do. That'll do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.